will be jam-packed. Will Tom Brady's season be a failure if his Bucs lose to the Washington football team? Plus, what message can Steph Curry send to the entire NBA by delivering his Warriors a win over Kawhi and the Clippers tonight? First Take, tomorrow, 10 a.m.
76ers off to a hot start, leading the East with a 6-1 record. Before the season, Ben Simmons was mentioned in potential trade rumors involving Rocket star James Harden. All right, let's welcome in Kendrick Perkins for this debate. Perk, what do you think? 76ers, they're doing so well. So should they even entertain, or really should they just reject any and all offers as far as trades go for Harden?
Well, right now, if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, Charlie, I'm gonna stand pat. I'm not gonna even entertain a trade. And one word describes why. Yeah, I said it, Max, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because of chemistry.
You were Mr. You got to trade for James Harden. Yesterday, you were Mr. That.
No. I said you have to take in consideration and you have to entertain it before the season started. Excuse me if I'm wrong for saying that you have to entertain for trading for a guy that led the league in scoring for 3 consecutive seasons, a guy that's averaging 33 points and 10 assists right now this season. I said it preseason, but I also said this, Max. I said keep a close eye on the Houston Rockets and keep a close eye on the Philadelphia 76ers and see where they're at and see how they're doing. And right now, when you look at this Philadelphia 76er team, they are the best team in the Eastern Conference. Doc Rivers have this team playing together. Joel Embiid is playing some of the best basketball of his career, like I thought he would do under Doc Rivers. Tobias Harris is having one of the best seasons thus far under Doc Rivers, like he did with the LA Clippers, averaging 19 and 8. And then Doc has his son-in-law, Steph Curry, who got to go home to answer to his daughter, Callie Rivers, if he don't go out and perform night in and night out. And then they have spacers and Danny Green. They have Street.
All right, Max, you might have to pick it up here. What do you say in response to what Perk has to say so far?
See that? The basketball gods.
I know.
The basketball gods had to cut off that nonsense. Perk was there talking about James Harden, lauding James Harden. They got to trade for James Harden. What did I tell you? The more at first I understood. I was like, yeah, of course, James Harden, and he can, the outside shooting and everything. The more I thought about it, no, man, no. Number one, you saw that KD is back. See, that's something I was wrong about. I thought you had, I don't even say I was wrong. I would say he's exceeded my expectations. I didn't think you could just assume KD would still be KD after that injury, because almost always the person comes back as something less than what they were. But KD is enough of himself that you have to account for that. And who's best positioned to guard that guy in the playoffs? Ben Simmons, who last year, until he got hurt, I thought was the best defensive player in the world. You know who the best defensive player in the world this year is, I think? Joel Embiid. I think he's been the MVP of the league so far, both ends of the floor. He's the best player on the best team and the best defender on that team. Even better than Simmons so far this year. And you know who else has been great? And you mentioned Tobias Harris's offense. His defense has been excellent. I can't believe I'm saying it. I won't put on blast who said this to me, but a coach, I mentioned, hey, Tobias Harris, at least he can defend. You know, he's a versatile defender. Even if he's not very good at it. And the coach told me, yeah, he can't defend all 5 positions. But he can this year. He's been excellent on defense this year. And by the way, part of that is Joel Embiid, right? Because Joel Embiid is the safety net, and Tobias Harris can look good when you got that back there. I'm not discounting his effort, but that's how good Embiid has been. This has, and you bring up Seth Curry, not only can he shoot it off the dribble, he can hook teammates up. He's playing a little bit more like his brother. And Danny Green, and all that points to is Daryl Morey. You got, one of the best executives in sports now at the helm of that team. The team he left, not so good. The team he's on, suddenly extraordinarily good. No, you shouldn't trade for James Harden, as I told you before the season started.
Yeah, but Max, before the season started. I didn't say do it. I didn't say it was a guarantee. I said you have to entertain the conversation, and you do. You can't just say a guy that's been in the MVP conversation for the last 4 or 5 years, every single year, that you're not going to entertain trading him and getting him to Philadelphia. That's why I said you have to evaluate and keep a close eye on it. See, Max, the difference between you and I is that I'm not married to my statements, okay? You be ready to put a ring on it. You just like Beyonce. And you ready to stick with it. You ready to stick with
I'm
it.
the
When you say
empiricist on this show.
I don't have a problem with going back and saying, you know what? I'm watching this 76er team, and no, I would not trade for James Harden right now because I'm looking at the chemistry. You brought up a lot of great points. They're playing excellent basketball on the offensive end and the defensive end. They are locked in. They are playing boxes and elbows, no driving gaps, diving on the floor for loose balls, getting back on defense. But what I'm saying is the chemistry, the joy that I'm watching in Joel Embiid, the joy that I see in Ben Simmons, no bad body language. The bench is up, clapping, cheering for one another. A guy hits the floor, I see 3 or 4 guys sprinting there to help him up. This is why I'm saying I would not trade for James Harden right now if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers. And they have came out to a great start. The Doc Rivers effect, having them buy into their roles and being stars in their roles, Max. So you can't just say because I said in preseason that I would trade for James Harden that I said something wrong.
Well, look, here's the thing. I'm the one on this show. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't have a religious point of view about this, any undisprovable hypothesis. When new information comes out, when the facts change, so does my opinion. So, I get that. What I'm pointing out is I think you could see this coming. When you saw what Brooklyn looked like with KD, you knew that Philly needs especially Ben Simmons. No one's going to stop KD, but Ben Simmons can do the best possible job. Here's the thing about James Harden right now. I don't think the Sixers should trade for him. I don't think the Nets should either. And now with Dinwiddie hurt, who knows even if they could swing a deal for him. So where does that leave Harden? It leaves him, for the moment, in Houston.
Couple weeks ago, I was on this show arguing and debating with you and Stephen A. about Ben Simmons and his shooting. Could it work without him shooting jump shots? And I told y'all that it could work. You was the one telling me, oh, no, if he don't shoot the jump shot, if he's not comfortable with taking this, I don't see this working. Now all of a sudden you flipping the script, huh? Now all of a sudden you see it working without him taking jump shots.
That's
when
right.
I was on here preaching that good gospel. Right, so you flipping the script.
That's right. Yes,
Okay,
I like
cool.
it. When I do it and it favors me, I like to flip the script.
Look, Max, you're very convicted, which is why you're so good on this show. But I do have to say that Perk, you calling Max Beyonce, definitely the highlight of that segment. So thank you. All right, Perk, we got to say goodbye to you, but we'll see you soon. All right, let's get back to the NFL.